Today I'm going to show you my simple yet effective approach to keeping deer out of my orchard and garden. Let's do this. There's nothing quite like the feeling of babying your orchard and garden with daily watering, pruning, and weeding, only to walk outside one morning to discover that your plant babies have been ravaged by herbivores. It's like a gut punch, straight to the spleen. For me, it's especially painful to see damage to my apple trees, which I personally grafted and have been tending to for years. While there are many thieves that take advantage of fruit trees, the white-tailed deer here in Missouri are by far the most relentless, in my opinion. Between gnawing on the fruits and leaves and destroying the bark by rubbing their antlers on it, you almost need a full-time mall cop to keep these monsters out of your candy shop. Or you could go grab your tackle box and get some fishing line. That's right, fishing line, or really any string material, makes an excellent deer repellent. Before I show you how to install it, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more DIY ideas for the home and garden. Alright, here's how I keep the whitetails out of my business. My orchard is small, about 20 trees, and I've built a fence around it using cedar limbs from the tree line around my property that fell during a heavy ice storm a few years back. But I haven't gotten around to building a gate to match, so for the gate, I use a little bit of string instead. My string gate sits between two posts, which are themselves cedar trees. I added 2 screws to one of the posts, one at 2.5 feet off the ground and the other at 5 feet off the ground. Next, I tie my fishing line to the other post at 5 feet off the ground and run the line across the open space to the top screw on the opposing post. Then run down and around the lowest screw and return the line horizontally back to the post to which it was originally tied. Finally, I tie the string at 2.5 feet from the ground. This leaves me with string running across the open space at 2.5 and 5 feet high. When I need to open the gate, I simply take the string off the screws and put the string back when I'm ready to close the gate. Boom, all too easy. String will also work as an entire fence. All you need is a post at each corner of your garden. Run a string line around your posts at 2.5 and 5 feet high and you're all set. I did this in my front yard when deer started gnawing on my baby pine trees and haven't had a problem since. Of course, you will want to use fishing line on the heavier side. 20-pound test or more is best. I know what you're thinking. But Mr. Mancycle, sir, deer weigh more than 20 pounds, so doesn't that make this idea total trash? Great question. The power of this fencing option is not in the strength of the string, but in the confusion it causes the deer. When deer attempt to approach your garden or orchard and run into an invisible line that causes resistance, they'll move on to an easier food source. Your neighbor's garden, for example. I know this may sound like total voodoo witchcraft, but I've been using string to repel deer with success for years. So give it a shot and see what happens. Now, if I could only keep the coons, robins, and Japanese beetles out of my fruit trees, then I'd be all set. I hope this helps somebody. See you next time.